You for the opportunity of sharing something of what's going on at CRP in these very strange times. When the lockdown started, we closed the resource centre, but Mark and Simon and I have been working from home during the lockdown. Mark has taken responsibility for making sure that everybody who orders and uses Bible reading notes gets them in plenty of time. He's also writing up all sorts of CRP procedures for his successor because he retires in a couple of months' time. He's continuing to write his weekly column in the Western Morning News and has just taken on recording a weekly Pools for Thought on a local Cornish community radio programme. He continues to support the leaders at St Buda Baptist Church and keeps in touch with people by writing letters and by being part of all sorts of Zoom meetings. He leads a weekly Zoom prayer meeting. Unusually, because it's not normally part of his job, he's also been asked to conduct 2 funerals during the lockdown, and these are coming up shortly, and he very much value prayer for that. Please continue also to pray for Mark and Eunice as they head towards retirement and work out the details. Simon works with 3 projects at Plymstock, Mutley and Devonport. With the Plymstock and Mutley young people, the groups are well established, and he's been able to set up Zoom meetings at least twice a week with games, talk, worship and prayer, keeping in touch with the young people in those groups. This wasn't possible at Devonport because the group was very new there and they couldn't get the thing working. But Simon is spending his time cycling around Devonport on an electric cargo bike, delivering food parcels to vulnerable people. In the process, he's getting to know the community, and the community is getting to know him. He reports all sorts of stories of people pouring out their needs as they converse, socially distanced of course, and needs being met by these food parcels. For Lynn and I, working at home isn't much of a change since we live above the shop. I've been doing some Zoom preaching and Zoom meetings. Lots of admin, that still goes on despite the lockdown. And I've been working on revamping the centre. Earlier in the year we had an unexpected visit from the fire brigade who wanted to do a random inspection, and they gave us a whole lot of things we had to change in order to comply with fire regulations. So I've been moving things, dismantling things, putting things together, doing all sorts of stuff to try and get sorted. I'm also trying to work out a fire policy, which they told us we must have. They kindly gave us a link to a website which gives guidance. I looked up the stuff relevant to us. It runs to 146 pages. I hope that our fire policy will be one side of foolscap. Well, A4 to be modern. I'm also spending time thinking and praying about the way forward for CRP. With Mark going at the end of July, we have to decide who might replace him or what the job would involve, because it won't be able to be a carbon copy of what Mark is doing. Financially, obviously, our income has reduced because the resource centre is closed and we are not having customers buying books. But praise God, thanks to generous people like yourselves and others, we finished last year with somewhat more in the bank than we had budgeted for, and so we have a surplus which is taking us through this difficult period. Please pray for how things will work out when the lockdown ends, and what the role of a Christian bookshop and resource centre is in these days. Thanks for all your prayers. Thank you.